people, and welcome to my channel, Queen Sunbeam Tarot. I hope all is well with you and your family. So as you can see by the title, today we'll be getting into 6 powerful tips for an empath. So if you resonate with the name empath, you feel that you are one, then this will be the video for you. And this video will actually really help you to be able to get a better sense of control over your empathic abilities. And I also have a video on my channel, pick a card. It is called What Type of Empath Are You? So if you want to kind of figure out what kind of empath you are, then you can go ahead and check that out. But let's go ahead and get into the 6 powerful tips for an empath. So the first powerful tip is meditation. Okay, it is meditation and visualization. Okay, so I feel like this tip is extremely important because when you meditate, you allow yourself to get into a very calm state. You allow yourself to really connect within, and you allow yourself to quiet your mind. And a lot of the time, empaths are very anxious and have a lot of anxiety. Okay, so when you meditate, I feel like that will help to alleviate that anxiety, and that will help to allow you to be able to clear your mind. Okay, and it's good to create a safe space in your head. Okay, in meditation and visualization, visualizing a bubble, a protective bubble around you and your energy is very helpful because throughout the day we get into contact with a lot of different energies and a lot of different people, and sometimes that energy, as being an empath, sometimes that energy kind of sticks onto us without us even realizing it, and it affects us, and it makes us sad, or it makes us go into an extreme emotion, okay, depending on who you got into contact with. So really keeping that protective bubble, really doing visualization work, really meditating whenever you feel anxious is really going to help you. And that is the really first powerful tip that I have for you. And when I first started meditating, I definitely visualized a protective bubble around me, and I still do that now as a way of just feeling more balanced within myself and creating that protection around myself and my energy. So yeah, that's what I have for the first powerful tip. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. So the second powerful tip, okay, is creating healthy boundaries. Okay, so really cutting off people, places, things that don't serve us or our energy. Really being very protective over ourselves. Now, here's the thing with this powerful tip. A lot of empaths, this is something that I've realized, that a lot of empaths kind of look at being an empath as a curse, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have all these emotions, it's so overwhelming, this, that, and it's like it's a curse, and I can't be around anybody, and I have to stay at home, and I gotta be by myself. But like literally it's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Like it's for me, I mean, for some people they may feel differently. You have a right to feel the way you feel, but what I'm trying to say is you can create healthy boundaries and not get like in a position to where you're like not even being around anybody, where you're not experiencing life, where you're not being happy. No, you can create healthy boundaries, which is just cutting off the things that no longer serve you and your energy, whether it's food that's making you feel even more depressed or driving you to a negative space, cutting certain foods out, cutting out certain people that make you feel depressed or that put you in a negative space. So really creating those healthy boundaries so that you can stay more in alignment with who you are. Okay, is really the second most powerful step that I can give you, and it's up to you to make sure that you're protective over your own energy. So it's important for you to be that way, but don't be overprotective to where you're not having a healthy life experience. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the powerful tip number 3. So the third powerful tip that I have for you is arts and crafts, and it's journaling, okay? Definitely getting your emotions out, definitely writing it down, okay? Keeping a journal, or if you're not into journaling or writing, having a way of expressing yourself. So I would say arts and crafts, okay? So whatever it is, or whatever way that you like to express yourself, that you enjoy in expressing yourself. Like for me, I like writing songs, I like writing poems, I like writing, period. I have a journal, okay? I have a journal that I write with. I have like 3 journals. I have a dream journal. Okay, so like I have a lot of journals, but yeah, and I like to paint. Painting is so much fun. Music, doing things like that to help you stay in a positive state, or just to allow for you to get out that emotion, get out those feelings, get out those things that just don't serve you, you know, turning things that don't serve you into a beautiful experience, right? So that's kind of what I like to do, and that is my third powerful tip for you, because using these different forms of creativity to help alleviate anything that you are feeling is really going to be helpful for you. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be yoga, it could be whatever, it could be working out, whatever it is for you that you enjoy and that you know you can keep up with, is something that you should try doing on a daily basis, or whenever you can, or whenever you feel out of whack, whenever you feel like somebody has influenced your energy, is extremely important, and it can be very helpful for you. Okay, so let's move on to tip number 4. So my 4th tip for you beautiful empaths out there is crystals, okay? Getting into crystals and stones, or planting, or crystals, or planting, gardening, doing things like that as well. Something to help ground you, something to help keep you protected from other energies that are not your own. So like me, I wear an amethyst stone around me for psychic protection. I also wear rose quartz on my arm. I also wear mookaite for grounding. So getting into different types of crystals, and hematite, I like to have hematite too as well, which is good for grounding. So I like to keep my stones and keep my little crystals to help me stay in alignment with who I am, to help me stay grounded and centered, okay? So that is one of my tips. My 4th tip for you is to really look into getting some crystals. You don't have to buy a lot of crystals, okay? You really don't. And grounding by just going outside as well, like just going outside and putting your feet in the grass, okay? But yeah, so going outside, putting your feet in the grass, getting different crystals that will help you with grounding. So you can go on Google and search them up and look up some. Like I said, hematite, mookaite is really good for grounding, okay? And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into tip number 5. Okay, so tip number 5. Tip number 5 is something that is extremely important, and like I said before, we sometimes can feel like we can't go to anybody because we're always the person that everybody goes to, because we give that good advice and we do help to uplift others and we love to be there for other people. But this tip is really all about us, okay? So it's about really doing what's best for you. It's about really sticking to what is helpful for you, okay? So this tip is really talking to somebody that you trust, and talking to somebody that you trust whenever you feel like you're going through a very hard time, okay? And I know it's like so simple, like it's so simple. It's like, how could that even be helpful? But it's just like, it really is. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes it's difficult for us to really like lean on others or whatever, like us empaths. It's hard for us to lean on others when we are always being the one leaned on, okay? Because we can relate, because we're that mirror for other people, and because, you know, we're wise. But anyways, so really talking to somebody that you trust, finding that one person that you trust that you can go to when you're going through a really hard time, because I feel like it's a lot to be an empath. It's a lot to be sensitive. It's a lot to have a lot on your plate. And sometimes we can't always do it alone, okay? So really talking to somebody that you trust about how you feel is a really important tip, and that is tip number 5. So let's go ahead for the final tip, tip number 6, and it's the most important tip in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so tip number 6, okay, this one really kind of struck me by surprise. This one actually really helped me. It really helped me, and I guess I came, how did I figure this out? How did I figure this tip out? I don't know how I figured it out. But this tip was very helpful for me, and this tip is basically it's basically being aware of who you are, okay? So like me, if I am this naturally charismatic or just this naturally optimistic, happy person, and I'm not really feeling that way, it's really just recognizing your energy. So basically that's what I'm gonna call this tip. Recognizing your energy and who you are, so that way it cannot be manipulated by other people and their energy, okay? So like if I'm this optimistic person and I'm just happy and I'm ecstatic, and I'm not gonna be that every day. Okay, obviously I'm not gonna be that every day, but if on my high vibe days and my good days I'm normally optimistic, that's just who I am, then on my low vibe days I need to recognize that and be aware of, you know, what is affecting me, what is making me feel this way. So I guess you could say asking questions, being aware, like again, being aware of your energy, asking yourself questions like, you know, is it me that is being too sensitive, or is it me that is being, is it me and my energy? Is this my burden to carry? You know, because you have to really know where the lines need to be. You know, you kind of gotta know where the lines gotta be. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, how can I get an example of this? Like, let's say you're very high vibrational, you're vibing high, okay? Or you're just having a really good day, or you're just having a normal, okay day, and you're feeling fine. And then you walk by somebody and, or you hug your friend or hug your sister, and then you leave them, and then you're feeling sad and you're feeling down and you're feeling all of this, not because you left them, but because you don't understand why you're feeling this way. You don't understand why you're feeling all of a sudden this emotion of sadness, or all of a sudden this emotion of anger, or whatever has come about. It's up for you to assess and become aware of, is this mine to carry? Is this not mine to carry? So it's really becoming aware of your energy and becoming aware of your energy field, and recognizing when something is affecting you when it really shouldn't. You know, when it isn't even yours, to carry. So recognizing your energy, let me write that down, boo, because what I had was being aware of your energy. It's the same thing. Being aware, recognizing your energy, is the same thing. So those are the 6 tips that I have for my fellow empaths out there. And I would just like to say, stay strong. You can do this. You can get through this. And that, you know, being an empath is not a curse. It's actually a very beautiful gift to have, to be able to really connect with others and help heal others, you know, when you feel that you are in a powerful position to do so. And it's a beautiful way to connect with Earth, with other beings, with everyone, and it should be really cared for and not taken for granted, and realizing that you are special, and that you know, stay positive. It doesn't have to be all dark. It doesn't have to be a curse. It's not a curse, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can feel that way, but it's really not. And practice compassion with yourself, because sometimes being an empath takes away from our own self-love sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, just always put yourself first, because it's not selfish to put yourself first, and take care of you, and don't try to control things that you can't control. And I'm just giving you guys all the advice that I can give. But I just want to help. I just really want to help you guys to make healthy choices for yourself, because it's really hard being an empath. You want to help so much, but it's hard to know where to draw the line, and where sometimes it's hard to know where to draw the line and where you should be focusing on yourself. And it's important for you to do that. It's important for you to focus on yourself and your happiness and your well-being. So I hope these tips have helped you. If they did, please leave me a big fat like, comment, subscribe, and join the family.